And the more I think about the trips Alex and I used to take together, the more I long for them. But not in the fun, daydreamy, energetic way I used to long to see Tokyo and cherry blossom season. What I'm feeling now is more of an ache, a sadness. It's worse than the blahness of not wanting anything much from life. It's wanting something I can't convince myself is even a possibility. That is from People We Meet on Vacation, which is my current read. I'm about 100 pages in. It's okay so far. I'm actually kind of, I don't want to say disappointed because I am only 100 pages in, but I'm just like expecting more from it and I hope it delivers. But in reading this, it kind of got me thinking about like my favorite romance books, and I thought I'd just share them with you today. I do have two special mentions that didn't make my top 3 but still are some of my favorite books ever, and that is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie and The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Now into my top 3. In third place, I am as ashamed of this as you are, and that is a Colleen Hoover book. It is reminders of him. Actually, I'm like not even ashamed. Like, I bawled when I read this book. I felt so many emotions. This was everything I needed it to be at the time that I read it. And it's becoming a movie soon, so yay that. Before the book starts, Kenna is charged and goes to prison for the manslaughter of her boyfriend because she was drunk driving a car that crashed. While she's in prison in those early days, she finds out she's pregnant. She gives birth in prison, and the baby is given up to her boyfriend's parents to raise. And his best friend kind of helps and becomes like a father figure for her daughter. Now she's out of prison, she's back in town, and she wants to see her daughter. I think my lights just flickered. That's wild. I just feel like this book was more than just the romance. Like, there was a lot about like grief and grieving and regrets and mistakes, and it just was really hard because there was never a right answer. Like, I feel like every person in this book is in the wrong, and that just makes it so much more heartbreaking. I do think I have a full review on this on my YouTube page if you're interested. And obviously the most famous quote from this book, in my opinion, is, "Now that I've forgiven myself, the reminders of him only make me smile." This one just like hurt to read. Up next, we have a YA romance that I loved so much. Definitely my favorite summer read, and that is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. Every year, our main character, Meredith, goes on this family vacation to Martha's Vineyard, but this year is different because over the course of the year, her sister has died, so she's dealing with a lot of grief, but she's also going there not just for a family vacation, but for her cousin's wedding. And throughout the book, there is this game of assassins going on that they do every summer on this vacation. This year, because they're like preparing for this wedding, there are all the people in the groom's party as well. So there are some new characters that Meredith has never really vacationed with before. And that includes Whit, who is, I think, the brother of the groom, if I'm not mistaken. Meredith sees him as like her biggest competition to winning this game of assassins, and this game of assassins is very important to her because it's something that her sister won every year, and because her sister is no longer with her, she kind of feels that winning would be a way to honor her sister's legacy, and Whit is really the only one standing in her way. Because it is a romance, there is some romance, and it was just so cute. It is a closed door romance, and it was just so wholesome, and I loved it. The vibes were amazing. Again, it's not just about the romance, it's also about the weight of grief and how someone can like heal from that. And the quote I have from this book is, "Because I adore you, Stephen, I murmured, I adore you, but I love you even more." And last but not least, our most anticipated book, my favorite romance book of all time, is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is a friends to lovers second chance romance that goes back and forth between past and present, and we follow Macy and Elliot from when they're kids and they first meet to becoming boyfriend girlfriend, and then I think it's 10 years in the future where they haven't spoken for 10 years. And honestly, as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, this book is like my most worn out book. I also have a special edition, oh, it's over there, of this book because it is my favorite. I think like 4 or 5 people have read this copy of it because I just keep giving it to people to read. So what the back says is, once upon a time, Elliot was Macy's entire world, growing from her gangly, bookish friend into the man who coaxed her heart open again. only to break it on the very night he declared his love for her. Told in alternating timelines between then and now, teenage Elliot and Macy grow from friends to much more. As adults, they have become strangers to one another until their chance reunion. And it was just so beautiful. That's all I have to say. I sighed, chewed my lip, fidgeted. Why can't everyone be like you? I can be enough of your world that it feels like everyone is. I smiled up at him, softly pressing down the familiar bubble of need. It was getting harder and harder to ignore that I truly, really loved Elliot. I love this book so much. So there they are. These are my top romance books. I loved each and every one of them with my whole heart. They all kind of like had their own moment on TikTok, so if you are not new to reading popular books, you've probably read them, but I just wanted to kind of show some good ones. They were popular for a reason. If you are interested in seeing a review of People We Meet on Vacation, make sure to stick around. That should be coming out in the next few weeks when I finish this book. Make sure you drop down below your favorite romance reads. Give me some recommendations. I kind of have been reading fantasy recently. I'm trying to like get back into romance. I did read Picking Daisies on Sundays and Regretting You recently, which both reviews are on my channel. And with that, I will see you next Sunday. Bye.